And now the end is near, and so I face the final curtain. My friend, I'll say it clear, I'll state my case, of which I'm certain. I've lived a life that's full. I traveled each and every highway, and more, much more than this, I did it my way. Regrets, I've had a few, but then again, too few to mention. I did what I had to do, saw it through without exemption. I planned each charted course, each careful step along the byway, and more, much more than this, I did it my way. Yes, there were times, I'm sure you knew, when I bit off more than I could chew. But through it all, when there was doubt, I ate it up and spit it out. I faced it all, and I stood tall, and did it my way. I've loved, I've laughed and cried, I've had my fill, my share of losing, and now, as tears subside, I find it all so amusing to think I did all that, and may I say, not in a shy way. Oh no, not me. I did it my way. For what is a man? What has he got? If not himself, then he has not to say the things he truly feels, and not the words of one who kneels. The record shows I took the blows and did it my Yes, it was my way.
Well, I'm glad I used big font for my speech. My eyes are a little cloudy. Yes, Alex usually liked to do it his way, and it worked out well for what he accomplished in life. He picked that song when he was in palliative care. So it's only fitting we start this tribute to him with that song. Thank you, each and every one of you who have come out to honor Alex and mourn his passing. Thank you to all the folks watching online. James, Mick, and I appreciate that. I believe his passing has affected everyone on some level. He was quite the character, and you could not help laugh at his jokes. And he would not be shy at expressing his opinions either, as some of you have been on the brunt end of that. He had a great sense of humor, and I'd often use his material and take credit for it. Some of you will know about the one argument we had where he asked at the end if I would like peas. That's not how he said it. I cannot repeat it. But I cracked up laughing. If you can both laugh at the end of a squabble, I think that says a lot about your partner. On another heated argument, he had said to me, "Look, you're stuck with me, I'm stuck with you, our love sticks us together." And I thought, well, that's kind of true, and I smiled. We were together 47 years and had many wonderful memories, times, and laughter. And my first thought when Alex passed away was he had never done anything wrong. And I think I would have done that definitely, or said this instead. And that's the way it is when someone passes away. They were an angel. Alex's talents showed up in many ways. He turned an old school bus into a beautiful motorhome that we all traveled around in the 90s until last summer before he passed. He renovated our home around so many times, it was almost like moving to a different place. He took out load-bearing walls, and the building inspector said it had been a long time since he had seen such quality work. Oh, and he also kicked out another inspector for being a dork, and he told him that. He built us a beautiful deck that many family and friends enjoyed. Alex made a house into our home. When he took a welding course, the instructor was impressed with his skill on the first night, told him, "You should be up here with me." There was very little that Alex could not figure out for himself. He didn't have formal training. He just had that ability to create, repair, and see how things could be. But he couldn't do brickwork well. Frank will agree with that. Where are you, Frank? Frank will agree, and thanks for helping us with that. Yeah, he couldn't do the brickwork. James bought him a coffee mug that said, "If Papa can't fix it, we're all screwed." How true that was. He fixed our motorbikes when they were in terrible trouble, and always seemed to be working on our motorhome as they both aged. Mick actually got the motorhome running like a dream when we decided to sell it. I know his pops would be so proud of him. James also picked up skills from his dad. And he learned how to do some of his own home renos and repairs. Alex took pride in James' accomplishments. He so loved his boys. Alex was one of the last babies to be born at the Galt Hospital, now known as a museum. I wonder if he'll be an exhibit there, I'll have to ask. We are doing our best just to see through to the other side. This has been the most horrible experience that my boys and myself have ever gone through. It was worse for Alex, though. But we go on with good memories, laughter, his humor, and his spirit. He will never be extinguished from us, our minds, or our thoughts. Alex, you were our rock. You are still our rock.
Sometimes we know, sometimes we don't. Sometimes we give, sometimes we won't. Sometimes we're strong, sometimes we're wrong. Sometimes we cry, sometimes it's bad when the going gets tough. Yeah, we look in the mirror and we want to give up. Sometimes we don't even think we'll try. Sometimes we cry. Well, we're gonna have to sit down and think it right through. If we're only human, what more can we do? The only thing to do is eat humble pie. Sometimes we cry. Or they put me in a jacket, if they take me away, I'm not gonna fake it like Johnny Ray. Sometimes we live, sometimes we die, sometimes we cry. Sometimes we live, sometimes we die, sometimes we cry, sometimes we cry. Sometimes we live, sometimes we die, sometimes we cry.
And the dreams that you dream of once in a lullaby. Oh, somewhere over the rainbow, bluebirds fly. And the dreams that you dream of, dreams really do come true. Ooh, someday you wish upon a star, wake up where the clouds are far behind me, where trouble melts like lemon drops high above the chimney top. That's where you find me, oh, somewhere over the rainbow, bluebirds fly. And the dream that you dare to, oh why can't I? Well, I see trees of green and red roses too. I'll watch them bloom for me and you, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Well, I see skies of blue and I see clouds of white and the brightness of day. I like the dark and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of people passing by. I see friends shaking and singing, how do you do? They really say, I love you. I hear babies cry and I watch them grow. They'll learn much more than we'll know, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Someday I wish upon a star, wake up where the clouds are far behind.
Cup I ask silently, all my destinations will accept the one that's me, so I can breathe. Circles they grow and they swallow people whole. Half their lives they say goodnight to wives they'll never know, and a mind full of questions and a teacher in my soul, and so it goes. Closer or I'll have to go. Holding me like gravity are places that pull. If ever there was someone to keep me at home, it would be you. Everyone I come across in cages they bought, they think of me and my wandering, but I'm never what they thought. Got my indignation, but I'm pure in all my thoughts. I'm alive. Wind in my hair, I feel part of everywhere. Underneath my being is a road that disappeared. Late at night I hear the trees, they're singing with the dead overhead. Leave it to me as I find a way to be. Consider me a satellite forever orbiting. I knew all the rules, but the rules did not know me. Guaranteed.
I'd like to start off by thanking everyone for attending my dad's service today. I wish we weren't gathered here for this reason, but unfortunately here we are. The darkest moment of my life was January 5th, 2021, when my dad passed away. Now today is the second darkest day of my life. However, with this day also comes some closure for my family and myself, and maybe some of you. Now most of you know me as Mick. Many know me as Mike or Michael as well. It's funny though, as my parents were the only ones to give me a name and then refused to call me by it. To this day, I don't think I've ever been given an explanation as to why, but I just go with it. But this isn't about me. This is to honor and to remember my dad, my pops, my papa, a man who is truly one of a kind. My pops was honestly one of the smartest, down-to-earth people I knew. I know I'm biased, but as I'm sure that many of you in this room who knew my dad personally will agree with me. He had such a talent for getting an idea and then seeing it through to the very end, no matter how much it would piss him off and how many F-bombs he would shout out. He was a visionary when it came to building, fixing, or fabricating something, but he had so many other great qualities. Pops was also very real, and if he felt something or had something to say, he would never beat around the bush ever. He just always told it the way it was without even blinking an eye. My pops was also such a fantastic father to James and I, and a great husband to my mom. He always steered us in the right direction, but also allowed us to make our own mistakes and learn from them. I'm pretty sure that if I didn't have him as a father, I'd be in jail or perhaps past myself, as believe it or not, I used to have quite the wild side. My dad had such love for all his family, and nothing made him happier than riding his bike to wherever the destination was. Having my mom drive the motorhome up, and then having family and friends camp with us or just even visit for the day. That's one of the many things that truly brought him peace. He had a love and respect for motorcycles and passed that love and respect down to my mom, my brother, and myself. He also had a love for fishing and taught me how to catch fish, clean fish, and to never take more than what you need. I must say, though, that throughout the years, my fishing skills surpassed his, and he would get rowdy when I started catching more fish than him. Then the F-bombs would start flying again, but it was always in good fun, and I wouldn't have it any other way. My dad also had a great ability to befriend strangers in his travels on his bike or motorhome. Most of the time it worked out well, but every now and then he would discover some of these strangers were not all there or borderline stalkers. And he would say, "Oh boy, I wish I didn't start talking to this guy, now I have to lay low." My dad, my pops, my papa was legendary in his own right. A man of skill, honesty, integrity. The world is a quieter, duller place with him being gone, but his legacy can live on within each and every one of us. Fly free, Pops. I love you and miss you so much. You were and forever will be my hero.
Forever to touch you, 'cause I know that you feel me somehow. You're the closest to heaven that I'll ever be, and I don't wanna go home right now. And all I could taste is this moment, and all I can breathe is your life. And sooner or later it's over. I just don't want to miss you tonight. And I don't want the world to see me, 'cause I don't think that they'd understand. When everything's made to be broken, I just want you to know who I am. Tears that ain't coming, all the moment of truth in your lies. When everything feels like the movies, yeah, you bleed just to know you're alive. And I don't want the world to see me, 'cause I don't think they'd understand. When everything's made to be broken, I just want you to know who I am. And I don't want the world to see me, 'cause I don't think that they'd understand. When everything's made to be broken, I just want you to know who I am. I just want you to know who I am. I just want you to know who I am.
Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk with you again, because a vision softly creeping left its seeds while I was sleeping, and the vision that was planted in my brain still remains within the sound of silence. In restless dreams I walked alone, narrow streets of cobblestone, neath the halo of a street lamp. I turned my collar to the cold and damp, when my eyes were stabbed by the flash of a neon light. It split the night and touched the sound of silence. And in the naked light I saw 10,000 people, maybe more. People talking without speaking, people hearing without listening, people writing songs that voices never shared. No one dared disturb the sound of silence. Fool, said I, you do not know, silence like a cancer grows. Hear my words that I might teach you, take my arms that I might reach you, but my words like silent raindrops fell and echoed in the wells of silence. And the people bowed and prayed to the neon god they made, and the sign flashed out its warning in the words that it was forming. And the sign said the words of the prophets are written on the subway walls and tenement halls, whispered the sounds of silence.
You'll have to bear with me, as this is really tough. Alex was near and dear to my heart. Alex was a unique individual. He was a homebody who loved doing everything in his house, for his family, on his vehicles, and he was so very good at it. Every time I went over there, he was always working on something or making plans for something new. Alex and I had a special bond, and that was, he was my number one. Anytime I needed to fix something, I would call him and explain my problem, and he would tell me how to fix it. That worked out well for years,
Sometimes Susan would answer the phone. I would have to tell her, it's an Alex question. He got a chuckle out of that, and he was more than happy to help me. Alex and I had good chats. He used to ask how people are doing at Triple M, and I would fill him in on anything I would know. He thought a lot about the people there, and he never forgot any of you. He told me he regretted saying not to tell anybody about the cancer, as he wished he could have said goodbye to a lot more people. Near Christmas, we were talking about camping. He said, Karen, do not write me off yet, as there might be a slim chance that I can make one trip. But that didn't happen. However, I didn't write him off. I thought of him on each campground I went this year, wishing he could have been a part of it. Many times during his illness, I would listen really closely to hear what special foods he would like. I brought him some A&W onion rings, some Kentucky Fried Chicken, and a couple of times, I also found out he liked sushi. And I know how much he likes salmon, so I went and bought him a whole bunch of salmon-filled sushis. He told me, Karen, these are so delicious. He says, thank you, thank you, thank you. I could have never had a better brother-in-law. Alex, you're so sadly missed, and you'll always be my number one.
I would like to thank Chris and his team here at Martin Brothers for making Alex's service possible today. They arranged a very lovely ceremony, and they're truly a compassionate group. And they know how to deal with curveballs coming at them at the last minute. So thank you to you folks. Alex also picked this last song, and it meant so much to his sister Zena. She could not attend today, but Alex knows her spirit is here. This song is for his family. They've lost another brother. But this song is especially for Zena. Please join us for reception after this song, just to carry on this day a little bit longer for Alex. And again, thank you everyone for attending.
Every time I see your face, it reminds me
Ladies and gentlemen, I'll invite you to please rise as the family exits the chapel. Once the family's exited the chapel, we'll just invite you to be seated briefly as we prepare the reception, and then you can join together in a time of fellowship. Thank you.